There's not one guy, one person in the history of this program that's bigger than the program.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Ooh, what's up and welcome into episode number 69 of the Program Guys podcast. My name is Mason Prince, joined with you as always by Mark Hall, Patrick Hertzberger, no Matt Gann, no Ryan Tyson this week. Today is Tuesday, May 2nd. Be sure to like, subscribe on our YouTube channel. Still trying to hit 1,500 subscribers. Cost you $0. If you are watching this show right now on YouTube, there is a likely 90% chance that you are not subscribed to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. It costs you $0 and helps us out so much. Please, $0. Do it now, right now. It'll take you 2 seconds.
What better episode than episode 69, the Menage a Pod?
Exactly, 100%. You can follow us on Twitter, Program Guys with the Z, our Instagram, Program Guys with the Z, our Facebook page, Program Guys Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. That's where you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of that good stuff. Mark, Patrick, great to see your smiling faces. How we living?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm great, man. Just a busy day, but like I'm here and it's amazing. I'm happy to see you guys.
Busy day, good weekend for me. The draft was fun. I'm someone who watches the draft and really just, this guy went. Wonder how that matters for this. And it was a fun time. It was a good draft. We'll get into it later some, but
yeah, for sure.
And very enjoyable twists and turns.
Yeah, Mark made this point at my wedding, and it's like super cool because I'm going to be honest with the boys. I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to record today. I just wasn't in the mood. You know, I had a lot of other shit going on, and I was just like, nah, I don't want to mess with it today. And now we're here, and I see you guys, and I'm like, I get to spend an hour with my best friends, and we get to talk sports, and it's amazing how it changes your mood. You know what I mean? Let's get a little soft right here. You know what I mean? So,
hey,
but yeah,
episode 69.
I know. Yeah, but it's good to be here. Good to be with the boys. So I'm glad. I miss Matt and Ryan.
Good to be here with the boys. We miss them. Matt is on vacation. Ryan is unavailable for Ryan reasons this evening.
Building a shelf or some shit. I don't know.
He didn't tell us, did he?
I'm pretty sure that it was I'm pretty sure it was a black and white screening of a movie in a theater with only one seat while someone watches you watch the movie. And Ryan's the person watching the person. It's Inception with movies. So he's busy too, can't make it tonight, but man, we have a pretty good squad, I think.
Yeah. We're gonna have
a lot
fun.
to talk about. More to talk about today than people realize.
Yeah, a little banter. A little banter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's get it started. Some recruiting news to start off the show this week, okay? So 2024 class, top 15 as of right this second. Also, I feel like we might as well touch on it while we're here. The whole recruiting coverage,
carousel, the ring around a Rosie today.
Yeah, what is? I have no idea what's going on. Parker Thune works for Rivals now, or something like that.
And so does Brandon. Brandon. So those guys moved over there. All of the Sooners scoop gentlemen moved to on 3, and 247 is now just bringing in new people to cover it.
Okay,
people that they've had on their national beat. And it's crazy because if all these contracts are coming up and expiring right now, I'm shocked no one reached out.
Yeah,
me too. That's right. What I was going to say.
With up and coming media conglomerate right here, and no one wants to partner.
Yeah, no
They're
joke.
Missing out, honestly.
Weird.
Yeah. What's our confidence meter has been batting 1,000, in the recruiting ranks. Mark's confidence meter.
Every single time I've made a prediction, it's come true.
It's not even a prediction; it's a sure thing at this point.
Put my record against anyone's.
Yeah, you guys come with your opinions, we'll come with the facts. You know what I mean?
Bang.
That's just what it is. So, bingo. Okay, that I just wanted to touch on that. I thought it was funny how that just kind of happened today, and everyone's like, "What is happening?" Okay.
And hold on. The best thing though, and this is a little we don't need to notes app this.
Oh yeah, the notes app stuff.
No one.
The notes app. the notes app.
You're changing jobs.
Yeah, man. Like,
you're changing jobs.
It's fine. Okay. 2024 class is top 15. If you're still with us, thanks for sticking around. We're here. And Patrick says we're just getting started on this top 15 class. Patrick, care to expand?
Yeah, I was just surprised to see that we already are a top 15 class, and we've only got what five, six commits. Maybe not even for the class of 2024 yet. And I know that it's going to come hot and heavy come June, July, August. Because that's how BV works. So.
Yeah, that's when they do it for sure. But yeah, interesting.
Right now, I'm looking at 24/7 Sports, and the top 15 is weird. Wake Forest is 13.
Yeah, well, I mean,
really?
That's 247. We don't really mess. No one, at OU listens to them anymore. Go to On3. We're top 15.
I love you. I love it.
We are 15 of the top 15. 15.
So one of those
it'll come together.
So a new commit that happened just on Monday is Grayson Harris. He committed to OU. A 4-star class of 2025 wide receiver, 5'9", 160, 5'10", 170, depending on who you ask. He's from Ennis, Texas. He was offered from Baylor, Florida State, TCU, Texas Tech, Kansas, Mississippi State. He said, quote, "I'm coming and there ain't no stopping me." He's also going to play baseball as well. So that's impressive. Already a 2025 4-star commit for Brent Venables and company. Feel like it's so very early for 2025. It's just hard for me to wrap my head around these kids like locking in with still a full year and a half before they would even step on campus. But hey, when you know, I guess for some of these kids, right?
Yeah.
I think the baseball thing is a big deal for him. I saw when he got offered the baseball scholarship or the chance to play ball at OU, that doesn't come without Brent Venables' approval, right? And I think it's very cool that he's going to allow this guy to cross train if he gets here and, sticks to this commitment. And I imagine it's something that stood out to the kid because a lot of other top flight schools are going to say, "No, sir, you're in the offseason program."
For sure. Especially at 5'9", 160. Patrick, anything to add?
Our 2025 class already has a great quarterback and a great wide receiver. That's exciting.
That is. That's exciting.
Do we know if there's a connection between Kevin Sperry and Grayson Harris? Are they 7-on-7 guys? Is there any kind of connection there? I wonder how much that might be playing into this.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe this is why no one reached out.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. We're definitely not insiders, but we have confidence meters, and confidence meters mean something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's never a bad thing to get commits. You know what I mean? Like it's never bad, but he is a little when small right now. But
I was about to say when they're Patrick's favorite size, about 5'10" and under 180.
Yeah. I mean, if he's not going to grow to 6 foot. Let's be real for a second. But like, if he stays at 5'10" and he plays, at 185, 190, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm okay with that. That's a guy who can hang around and be. Marvin Mims Marvin was only like 190, 195, maybe. Like he wasn't that. Yeah, he was, and he's drafted. We'll talk about it later. Some crystal balls for David Stone as well.
Several players today. Williams Nwaneri came through the. Sorry, I know that there were more. Sorry, I know you were going. You go, and I'll get that list.
No, go right now. Because I'm looking up. David Stone said something today.
No,
go ahead.
Yeah, well, he commented. I think he commented on the Covered Wagons post that he got the weight wrong.
Yeah, he's 285. He's 285 and not 240.
And they had him listed at 240. That was fun. I mean, I think it was just very clearly an accident, but that was a lot of fun. Yeah, lots of crystal balls out there for David today. We also saw one for 2025 defensive tackle Kamori Moore out of Missouri. That's, Brent Venables' bread and butter right there, right? Mm-hmm. He is a personal pipeline to Lee Summit, which I think is also where Caden Green is from. So there's nice. A little bit of a deeper connection there, even personally. And The last one that I saw that I wanted to mention was another Nigel Smith crystal ball coming through. Now, some of those might have been a result of the musical chairs landing and Josh McQuiston, who put it in, wanting to have his prediction be on the record at On3. So some of this might be, repeated activity.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good point. Interesting point.
But not all of it is. There's several out here that we've never seen one for Kamori Moore before. There are several from Sam Spiegelman, who's a national recruiting analyst for On3. There's one from a USC insider, which is great. Love that. They're getting the scoop on these OU guys. Mason, have I stalled enough?
Yeah, no, you're sorry. I was reading some I just wanted to look up the David Stone thing, and that's what you stalled enough for. But yeah, shoot. Great podcasting, Mason. I'm looking at I was looking for other crystal balls and got distracted. So classic me. But we can go ahead.
I read off the ones that came through today.
Yeah.
You did? Okay, well, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I covered all of the ones that did.
We have covered every player crystal ball to OU in the last
okay,
few weeks.
Great. This is the only thing I have to add on David Stone. And folks, if you're watching, we'll mention it when stuff comes up, but we're not going to break this down anymore. I don't know what the kid's doing. No one knows what the kid's doing. Until he commits to somewhere, I feel like we gain nothing from David Stone talk. And that's not anything against David Stone. Live your best life, do whatever you got to do. But it's beating a dead horse at this point. What else can happen besides him committing?
So long as it remains us and Michigan State, I agree with you.
Yeah.
If we start to see an Ohio State into the picture, or
Sure.
an Alabama, or a Georgia.
Well, it's Oregon, I think, was his last
Oregon
visit.
too. Guess where Peyton Bowen committed? Oregon. There are places that he could go that's not Michigan State.
Yeah.
I think we always knew that one was a little bit weird, even if there are ties to Oklahoma there for him. But yeah, once another big dog gets involved, then we can get back into it.
Yeah, I will always feel okay with Brent Venables going up against a team like Michigan State. But yeah, when Alabama and Georgia start getting involved, that's when it gets a little sketchy for sure. But you're going to have to recruit against them for the foreseeable future. So
forever.
I'm sure it doesn't matter to Brent and company. They're going to just keep doing what they're doing.
And if you are Brent and company, you have been recruiting against these exact people forever and ever. They're not scared off by the fact that Nick Saban is in line at the same school to talk to this kid. There's no concern there. They've beaten these guys out for recruits. It's just about going in there and making the pitch and just sticking with it. We've seen them pull guys like Peyton Bowen back from the brink. We've also lost Anthony Evans. We've lost Colton Vasek. You lose guys too, but I think our record is pretty damn good when it comes to building these relationships and winning the races that they really decide and commit to running as coaches and recruiters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Patrick, what do you think?
100%. Lost a couple, but we've also won a couple. I think we've won more. So definitely one more.
Yeah. When you win more than you lose in recruiting, you take that as wins, because you are going to lose people. Especially when
it seems like we win a lot of the guys that we really dedicate to.
I can agree with that.
They're not as wide a net as we cast with a Future Freaks kind of an event where you're inviting freshmen and stuff. In the end, they commit themselves to a group of people. They only offer what they need, and these are our guys, kind of thing.
Yeah. And when we're losing, the names you mentioned, it's because the families want their son to go to a different school, and we're in the mix. We're 49% there every time, and then they're mom wants to go to a game at Georgia or things like that. So
my mom just really loves Georgia, guys. She just really wants to see one game. It's got nothing to do with Kirby or anything.
Okay, some transfer portal news. Jamarian Burt is in the transfer portal, former 3-star. Damon Harmon, go ahead. What?
This is the split.
Go ahead, Pat.
No, these are the players that entered the transfer portal this spring.
Yeah,
So,
sorry.
The
portal
players
is closed.
Yeah, this is just who is in there from OU's roster as of now. And that's Jamarian Burt, Damon Harmon, Colin Montgomery, Jaden Davis, Corey Robertson. Yeah. So
Jaden Davis committed to Miami? Who put that in there?
2 hours ago. Me.
Badass. Good for Jaden Davis, man.
Good for Jaden. Good for Jaden. That's awesome. He'll get burned there
really
for certain. He'll get burned there for sure.
I think that's our only recruit to go to a big name school after us.
Nah, David Igwebu has gone to.
Sorry.
He committed to the University of Houston. He's going to play defensive end there, though. That's going to be cool for him.
Yeah.
We also, it's not on the list, but former 5-star Bray Walker committed to Texas State for his last year of eligibility. And as bad as things went for Bray, I really hope that, or not as bad, but it just didn't work out, right?
It just didn't work. Yeah.
Hope it comes together in San Marcos. If not, have a great time your last year of school, man.
I hope it does work out for him, but I think the Texas State is all you need to know about the kind of player that Bray Walker is. And I think he was given opportunities at Oklahoma that he just wasn't able to capitalize on. And hope it works out for him, There's crazier stuff that's happened for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and get some NFL draft talk.
Last thing on the portals. I think Jamarian Burt is the first BV recruit to have now gone in the portal.
Okay.
No.
Just
Grayson Halton went at some point, I think, before the portal before this one. We've had some guys from that first class leave.
Oh, we have.
Last year.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is like his
unfortunately,
is his first class, but not the first full one, essentially.
And it's really funny because you could tell he was recruiting as if that class didn't happen.
Oh yeah.
He was telling guys, we need you're the first class. We need you.
Yeah.
And Grayson Halton's like, I thought you wanted me.
Oh, brother.
Tough.
Yeah, tough. Just a tough look. Okay. You good, Pat? We good with draft? Good to go to the draft now? Awesome. Okay. Let's go to the NFL drafts. 5 players for the Oklahoma Sooners drafted to NFL teams. That is Anton Harrison. First round pick, Anton Harrison. Amazing. And I'll name the guys off and we can kind of just go through this. Marvin Mims in the 2nd round. Amazing. Wanya Morris, 3rd round pick. Thought that was very high for him. Eric Gray, 5th round pick to the Giants. Braden Willis, 7th round pick. Awesome for Braden to get drafted and not an undrafted free agent. I love that for Braden. I hope he performs well for the 49ers. I think he's got a great shot at doing so. Out of those guys, I mean, you can obviously say the 1st round pick, Anton Harrison, probably has the brightest future. That can be argued for anyone really. Marvin, a 2nd round pick, man. Broncos were high on him then for getting him in the 2nd round. That's great for Marvin. I love that.
Anton Harrison went to a great spot for him.
He did.
I think what you want for a young tackle like that is to be playing for a great quarterback. And Trevor Lawrence is going to be a great quarterback. He can be the anchor for him for a long, long time now. And if he's up to the task, he's going to make a lot of money doing it. So great for Anton. Marvin Mims, Sean Payton knows exactly what Marvin Mims is. And he made that call, I'm sure. That's all you need to say about the Marvin Mims selection. The league is going to be sorry that they let him get there. Wanya Morris is a lottery ticket, I guess, for the Chiefs. Like, he's a swing tackle, and maybe it works out. He's a talented guy, but, like, does a dude want to be good at football?
Yeah.
That's, who knows, right? And Eric Gray, I love the Giants thing. Saquon Barkley is playing on a franchise tag and can't take every single carry this year, even if he signs that tag, right? So Eric's going to be a part of that backfield this year. Maybe Saquon leaves next year and they bring in another guy and he actually gets a good bit of run. That would be very, very fun for Eric and Braden. This is the best pick in the 7th round.
Love
the
it.
Niners.
Yeah.
The Niners are going to use him. If it works out, they're going to use him all over the field. He's going to be Kyle Juszczyk 2.0. And he's going to play every special team. He's going to be so good.
Well, and Braden's the kind of guy he'll play whatever you tell him to. If you need him to be a special teams guy, he'll just be like, yeah, that's great. Let's do it. Sorry, Patrick, I interrupted you. Go ahead, man.
No,
he's not making the roster without playing special teams. So,
hey, and I mean, we've seen what Braden can do at quarterback as well. When and the 49ers, sometimes they just run out. You don't know what's going to happen.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Patrick.
But I'm really happy. I think Antoine, like you guys said, perfect spot for him to land. I'm really excited for all these guys. Wanye, too. I mean, hey, if he hangs around in the league for 3 years, at least he's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Great point. Great point. Another great quarterback to be playing with. Even better. Even better.
Bill Beanbo's resume just continues to get more and more impressive, man. It's wild. I mean, the OU football account tweeting out that picture of him that they photoshopped with like the chain and the stuff. Or was that the OU football account or it was some account? I can't remember.
Circling.
It was circling. Okay.
No, it was like circling around Twitter. Sorry.
Oh, got it. But it was fun. You can find it out there. But it was funny to see Bill Beanbo, man. His resume just continues to get more and more impressive.
And well, before the draft, I think Levy either tweeted it or retweeted it. The eight offensive linemen in the NFL currently have like a combined salary of $345 million.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to go with it. Is I wonder if there's another offensive line coach in the country whose players have like higher combined earnings, like
or any coach in the country. Like maybe Saban's got
Saban will have it for sure. Just
I think
he's also a head coach.
If you go position,
position coach, there's no way. Yeah.
Position
the only
coach
one I could think, Brian Hartline, the Ohio State wide receivers coach.
Sure.
That dude spits out first round receivers. Maybe even whoever's doing it at Ole Miss too.
Dude, he'll
keep spitting them out as well.
Dude, Brian Hartline's going to have 2 first rounders next year. It's crazy.
Top 5 pick in Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, it's nuts. They're really good. What, Mark?
Oh, well, just let's go through the OU guys, but then we got to talk the draft larger. I got to talk to Patrick about his shit.
Yeah. Here, I the undrafted free agents. Michael Turk goes to the Dolphins. Chris Murray, Tampa Bay. CJ Colden, Vikings. Jalen Redmond, Panthers. Deshaun White heading to Eagles minicamp in Buffalo after, supposed to go to the New York Giants first. So first off, what I see, Michael Turk is going to win the starting Dolphins punter job because they let their punter walk this year. He's going to be the starting punter because 1, he has the leg for it, and 2, he's young and they can pay him absolutely nothing, and he'll be there. So, yeah,
and he's so well spoken.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's gonna be a problem at some point for him. I'm confident.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an issue.
There's no way it doesn't become an issue.
Sorry, is he a bad speaker? Is he bad at
no? Just go to his YouTube page and just run through some videos sometime.
Sure.
Some views, man. It's all good.
Just
views,
content, man.
Content's king, you know.
Content is king.
Anything else on the free agents, boys?
Jalen Redmond's going to make the Panthers. Jalen Redmond's going to make the Panthers. Him going undrafted after declaring early. CJ Colden going undrafted after declaring early. That's tough, man. Both of those guys could have come back or could have hit the portal and made the most of another opportunity somewhere else rather than now having to fight for this so hard.
Yeah.
Being undrafted is hard, man. It's so rare.
I agree with that. Pat, anything else to add?
No, agreed.
Cool. So the draft in general, let's just touch on the draft in general. Patrick, I want to know how you feel about the Texans, because I remember texting and we were irate together. I think we were irate together with the CJ Stroud pick, and then literally it had to be like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And then they traded and did the whole Will Anderson thing. I'm taking your thunder. Go ahead.
No, yeah. I was obviously extremely disappointed for that first minute and a half, really mad. And then I was super excited that we still got Anderson, right?
Yeah.
And I think in the moment, I was very excited, like that entire rest of the evening, but just having a second to sit on it, I think the Houston Texans got too excited with a new coach, gave up too much for those picks. A second and third for that combo is too much. Will Anderson trading up to 3. Any team could have done that. And that's fine with me. But I think a 2 and 3 for that package is very up in the air for me. It's nice to see that the Texans are getting behind their new coach. I think D'Amico just got excited. Hopefully CJ pans out, but jury's still out, and I'm not super optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Mark. I can't get over. I'm sorry. We haven't done nearly enough. Patrick, please, in great detail, tell me how much fun you're going to have rooting for CJ Stroud.
I don't think I'm going to have a lot of fun with it.
Oh.
I'm going to do my best.
More expound, please. Yeah, let's talk about it. Why? Is it just what about him?
I think there's only two. I think there's only
appeasing as your lead guy.
I think there are only a few quarterbacks with his stature that are Super Bowl champions. That could be Super Bowl champions.
I'll go even further.
Interesting.
I'll go even further. Name an Ohio State quarterback who's doing the damn thing in the NFL. You can say Justin Fields, but the jury's still out. Yeah, he runs Joe Burrow, but I mean, do you think of him as an Ohio State guy? Or do you think of him as an LSU guy? He couldn't get the field.
I thought of him just now.
Ohio State. Yeah, I mean that's fair, but
but you're right. You're right. I'm an ass, and you.
But that's just my point. I just feel like if you played at Ohio State and you were there, and you saw the field, they just don't pan out in the NFL. They just don't, and I don't know why. They're good in college. I'm not talking crap about that, but I'm with Patrick. As soon as the draft started, and you hear the rumors of CJ Stroud, I was texting Patrick and in the group, and I'm like, Patrick, you do not want to do this, man. You do not want to do this, and I hope I'm wrong for your sake, Patrick. I really do, but I just don't see it.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Case Keenum's starting week 6 or week 5 or earlier. I forgot
Case Keenum was a Texan.
I feel like you have to start Case Keenum to start the season. I feel like you can't throw CJ out there to start.
Yeah, I would agree. I would.
Not with the roster they have right now.
The whole thing about CJ was supposed to be how ready he is, though.
Yeah.
Because he's got your almost prototypical build. He's sort of mobile. He chooses when to freaking show it, but he's accurate as hell. He is. The big problem, I think, is, and this goes to your Ohio State quarterback thing, they're playing a very college offense with the best wide receivers in football. Every single time an Ohio State starting quarterback enters the league, he is playing with worse receivers than the ones he left behind. Every single time. Because every single year there's an Ohio State guy that goes in the top 2 rounds.
Yeah.
It's undeniable at this point. And it's a little, man, Pat, don't you just think you could have taken Will Anderson too and then shot your wad for Caleb next year instead of shooting it for Will Anderson this year?
Or even don't even draft Will Anderson, get another pick for next year, trade 3 picks, trade your first 3 rounders.
Right.
Anything for Caleb.
I mean, Arizona has all the chips. I mean, if Kyler doesn't ball out next year, they got all the chips to go after Caleb. All of them.
And immediately, all of the analysis was all right, Zona's picking first and Houston will pick second next year. And it's I don't know where we got that from, but if that's right, damn.
Yeah. Oh man, dude. I don't know.
Pat, who's wide receiver 1?
I was
couldn't
looking at
tell
the
you.
depth chart yesterday, and I can't remember their name.
Nico Collins, something like that.
Yeah, he is one of them. The other guy as well. It's the guys we've drafted in the last 2 years are our wide receivers. Plus
Robert Woods is there now, right?
Yes, plus him. He's not.
He's
even
an adult
as
in
a
the
wide
room.
receiver. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's an adult in the room. That's good. You would have wished that they came away from the draft with someone.
Mark, Bijan Robinson. How you feel? I feel like it was kind of I think it was a foregone conclusion. I feel like if like Bijan was there, everyone in the world knew the Falcons were going to take him.
Yeah.
Well, and apparently the Lions should have just taken him at 6 because what they did was absurd. I cannot. It's so funny to me. If your game plan is to get the dynamic, game-changing, offensive-changing running back, and you have 6, just take Bijan Robinson. They go back to 12 and get Jahmyr Gibbs, who he was great. He's great. I'm not trying to at a later draft slot. Jahmyr Gibbs is awesome,
dude. The Dolphins at 51. I was like, yeah, that's a fine spot for him. He went 12. I didn't even get a chance to like wish for him. It was like insanity. I remember sitting on my phone and just leaning back, and they go Jahmyr Gibbs. I go, freaking what? It's 8:30. How is this happening right now?
It's 8:30.
Like what the hell, dude?
Look, he balled out last year, but my dog is a Georgia Tech running back. Okay,
yeah.
He should not be getting drafted at 12. That is unbelievable stuff. To your original question, Mason.
Yes.
Bijan Robinson at 8. It was, there was so much smoke to this fire, and then we got to the night of the draft, and the fire burned so bright. I am really excited for this. I think that this is exactly what Arthur Smith kind of wants to have at the key point of this offense. Everyone points to Derrick Henry, and that's right to do, but there's so much more to what Bijan is capable of that I like to look at Cordero Patterson as more of the mold the last few years with Atlanta, where he's a running back, sure, but is he? Because he's also in the slot on this play. He's a wide receiver on this play. We're going to motion him across and then have him run a route on this play. He's going to do a lot of different things, and Arthur Smith is in love with these big, weird formations. He can legitimately throw out Bijan Robinson, who's a running back, Cordero Patterson, who's a running back, Tyler Algier, who's a running back, Kyle Pitts, who's a tight end, and Jonnu Smith, who's a tight end. And they can go 4 wide in the shotgun doing that. You can split all of those dudes out except for Algier.
Yeah.
I don't know how good they're going to be. I think
you're going to be as good as Desmond Ridder makes you, I feel like.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And the offense is now set up where if he isn't great, it's his fault. Because they're going to ask him to do very little. They're going to ask him to hit the home runs that are going to be built off of the run and just maintain the game past that. And if he's not capable, the offense is set up to drop a new quarterback in the next season. I'm very excited by kind of the prospect of what the Falcons can be moving forward from this draft. And free agency, they took care of a lot of their needs on defense. So I'm not super worried about not focusing there. Getting the 4th round corner, Clark Phillips, that dude's going to start at nickel. So that's I'm stoked on it. That's great for someone like him. He's undersized, but he was being drafted in the 2nd round of all these analyst mock drafts. So yeah, I think that's good value there. Mason, Devin Achane, track star.
Yeah.
What do you think?
He's fast. He's very, very fast. I'm cool with it. It's hard for me because Darnell Washington was available for not 1 but 2 Miami picks, and they passed on him. So I'm going to trust my general manager and a lot of other general managers in football that his injury status is a little more questionable than we may have previously known, and that's fine. I'm willing to admit when people know more than me, but it sucks because those tight ends started coming off the board early in the second round, and the Dolphins were just like, well, they took all of our guys, so we're done. And like, that sucks. Because right now you're rolling out there with Durham Smythe as your number one tight end, and that's not a winning formula at all. It's just not. And in my opinion, Darnell Washington solved a lot of those problems. But Devon Achane is going to be really, really fast. That running back room for the Dolphins is super crowded now. I don't know what you do. And now that you have Devon Achane, what do you do of the Dalvin Cook of it all? Because there were rumors about getting Dalvin Cook, but like, to get Dalvin now, you got to make room in the running back room. So you are going to have to either trade Mostert, trade Wilson, or cut somebody out. I don't know. I don't know what they would do.
Those are cut guys.
Yeah.
Them's are cut guys.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm okay with it. There's Dolphin sources that I trust a lot more than myself, that were kind of talking people off the ledge in the days after the second round, and kind of were like, look, they didn't love the tight ends. Everyone wanted a tight end. They feel okay about free agency and trades about that. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's how they feel, then that's how they feel. But yeah, I'm cool with it. It's fine. So yeah.
What do you think of Elijah Higgins? This guy's 6'3", 235 they took. He could be a tight end.
He could. Yeah, and they love him.
Isn't that the plan? I'm reading this, the plan.
So it is the plan. They love him like the Niners love Braden Willis, like a guy who can do a lot of things. He can be in the slot. He can give you someone out of the backfield in a fullback position if needed. He can do a lot, and your tight end as well. So yeah, we'll see what his camp looks like. I'm rooting for the guy, obviously. But yeah, he's a Stanford guy. You don't really know. It's hard with those West Coast guys. You don't see them play a lot. So like, it's kind of just, I guess we'll find out kind of. And it's always fun in theory. Like you can do it in Madden, but if you actually ask a man, hey, now you're a tight end, block down on Von Miller. Yeah. That's a different kind of thing. Yeah. So I do think it's fun. What do you think about the fact that Mike McDaniel is just building like the San Francisco offense, but it's everyone is pedal to the metal fast? Yeah. It's a little fun. Different where Debo is like this big hawking dude, right? And Tyreek and Jalen are not. No. They're just gonna run you down. Yeah. I think it's great because you're going to stress the field so vertically with those two guys that's kind of, I'm reading, that's why they got Achane, is to run some more slot, and you have Braxton Berrios now as well. They're gonna be lethal. They really are. If Tua could stay healthy, god damn it, if he could stay healthy, man, they'll be dangerous. They really, really will, because they have it figured out on defense as well. With Vic Fangio coming in, they're going to be the people who think the Jets. They think the Jets are like going to come challenge the Bills. People don't realize the one time the Dolphins lost to the Jets last year, Tua didn't even play, and they knocked Teddy Bridgewater out in the first series. So they beat freaking Skylar Thompson, and they beat Skylar Thompson at home by like 3. So settle down. Aaron Rodgers doesn't fix all the problems on that team. Not for the Jets. I'm also not like totally convinced that Aaron Rodgers is going to be this take us to the Super Bowl kind of guy. I'll be very interested to see when the odds for that division come out, because they'll be second. Interesting. They'll be second favorite. The Bills, let's see how heavy they make the Bills, because if they're just like minus 150 against the rest of the division, I might take that. But I think the division definitely runs through Buffalo again. It should, until somebody proves otherwise. But the Dolphins are the second best team in that division. And that's fine. They'll be a wild card team, and I'm okay with that. But it's playoff and win a playoff game or bust for me. That's my expectations for the season. And it's a fun expectation to have because I don't remember having them in my life. So that's super cool. All right. Sorry, Patrick. Enough Dolphins talk. I apologize.
No, I actually think I think that's a low expectation for the next year, but that's all I'll say.
I mean, on paper, they should be making a trip to the AFC Championship game. If they're on the opposite side of Kansas City, they should be making a trip. But can you do that? Can you win 2 games to get there? I don't know. I just don't know. It depends on matchups, depends on if they get a home playoff game. Really, they need to win the division and not play somewhere cold. That's what they need to do. But
that's hard. Yeah. I fully expect the Atlanta Falcons to win the NFC South next year.
Yes. I agree with you.
I don't think Derek Carr is the savior that the New Orleans Saints want him to be. I think he's the best of a lot of bad options that they're looking at their salary that they can make work in their salary situation.
I agree.
I think that Tampa Bay is not it. I'm sorry, Baker. You'll probably beat the Falcons once this year, but not it. No. And Carolina, I have not been a Bryce Young guy, so that's part of what spurs this on. I don't think they're going to be there this year. Atlanta has to be. It's the make or break Desmond Ridder year. It's time to be good. I also want to real fast highlight Zach Harrison, the defensive end they took in the 3rd round. He's 6'5", 275. Just really excited to see what they can turn him into. Mm-hmm. He's the new defensive coordinator, brings in these big hulking dudes, and I just love to see it.
That's
big
fun.
Guys win football games.
That'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't believe we're in freaking April. NFL schedule released this month, I think in like 2 weeks, or maybe a week and a half. So it's pretty quick. I heard May 11th as a rumor. So we'll find out. Real quick, we're skipping around here, but there was we wanted to pose the question: is Oklahoma offensive line university? You hear all these QBUs, RBUs, wide receiver.
We should have done this before.
I know.
O-line.
That's screwed up. Trevor made it the thumbnail, and I literally was going to skip over it. So like that would have been
bad.
No. Yeah. So
let's get into it though, because we absolutely are.
Yeah, we are. So in terms of Big 12, not even national, Big 12 offensive linemen drafted in the last 6 years. Oklahoma with 9, TCU 4, West Virginia 2, Texas Tech 2, Texas 2, Kansas 1, Kansas State 1, OSU 1, Iowa State and Baylor with 0. So, yeah, if you're looking at the Big 12, there's no doubt about it. But, I mean, you could make the case for Alabama guys, of course, because they're monstrous men and they always seem to get offensive linemen drafted. But Bill Beanbows, in terms of production, and the names out there like Creed and Lane, now Orlando, just the names that are out there getting paid, they got to be. I don't know who else you could.
It's different.
I don't know who else you
That's
could
the thing.
say.
Alabama's got dudes like Jonah Williams out here getting replaced by an Oklahoma guy in Orlando Brown. Okay, we are not the same. We are the monster. We have offensive linemen littering rosters all over the NFL, making more money combined than any other offensive line coaches in the NFL. I've just decided that we're right about that.
Yeah.
And
we are.
Who's the best center in the league? Creed Humphrey. Who's the best tackle in the league? Left tackle in the league? Trent Williams. Who's the best right tackle in the league? Lane Johnson. Who just got paid like he's the best guard in the league? Ben Powers.
Yeah.
I just named 4 off the dome.
Yeah, and Orlando got the big contract in Cincy. Like
Orlando got that big signing bonus. Yeah.
Super Bowl champion Orlando Brown. I'll have you at that. Put some respect on his damn name.
And you know what the Kansas City Chiefs did the moment they lost him? Said, let's go get another one of those guys. They drafted Wanye Morris. You know what Jacksonville did?
Yeah.
When all of that top tier of offensive linemen went through in the draft, they looked at everyone remaining and they said, let's grab that Oklahoma guy. That's who needs to watch out for our quarterback moving forward. That's offensive line you. And I can do this for all the positions.
Patrick?
No, we're good.
You good, Pat?
Yeah.
So let us know down below in the comments. Is Oklahoma offensive line university? Let us know down below in the comments. I hope you didn't hear that burp. That was bad. Sorry, people.
I didn't even. So you should
good.
have said it.
My bad. Well, sometimes you never know, and I just don't want them to be like, oh, "What the hell is this Mason guy doing?" All right, let's circle the what hurts burgers, if we will. Patrick, circle the wagons. No hiatus. Patrick Hertzberger stepping up to the plate like he's on Patty Gasso's team, ready to knock one out of the park. Patrick, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? I will address that because at the beginning of the year, I went to the game out here and I said that Oklahoma softball was going to lose a few more than we're used to this year, and we did not. And I was dead wrong. So I will just start we lost one, and it was early. So I was kind of on track there, but I was wrong at the end of the day. So that's Circle of Hertzbergers. Anyways, Joe C. That's where we're going to start off today. Joe C's 25-year anniversary. Mark, I just saw that. Anyways, Joe C's 25-year anniversary. 15 Big 12 athletes of the year. This is just kind of like an overall high-level statistic line of Joe C. 15 Big 12 athletes of the year. Longest tenured athletics director in the FBF. 23 national titles. 108 conference titles in 25 years. 6 times athletic director of the year. Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2018. He was on the CFP committee from 2018 to 2020. 2,387 student athletes have graduated during his tenure. He is the best athletic director in the country. And I think that is an acceptable thing to say if you're anyone.
No doubts. No dissension here.
We're getting to the point it might start to get of all time. And I don't have the scale truly to get there. I know that like Wisconsin thinks very highly of Barry Alvarez's time, right? He went from coach to AD seamlessly, very successfully. And Joe C has averaged more than 4 conference championships a year. That's unthinkable. That's insane, the run of success he's had. Has he missed a coaching hire? Porter Moser notwithstanding?
Not off the top of the dome. Yeah. I mean, not off the top of the dome. I mean, you could argue whoever the baseball coach was before Skip Johnson. He struggled. But that's a one-off, you know what I mean?
Right.
Pete Hughes. That's who it was. Pete Hughes.
I guess you could argue soccer and volleyball have never been very good. But if every other sport is winning championships most of the time, like, okay.
A good place to be in, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. From Joe
real
C.
fast.
Yeah,
real
go
fast.
Ahead, sorry.
If we don't get a statue of Joe C in his bowler hat and his little get up,
we do
at some point. He's got to get a statue.
He will. He 100%.
I'm not sorry if David Boren has a statue. Then Joe Castiglione needs a statue.
Yes, I mean, yeah,
100%. Absolutely.
All right,
Patrick, continue.
Yeah, just again, I'm not Matthew Gann, so this is more of a high level circle the wagon.
Yeah, that's
baseball.
Great.
Baseball, we won this week. We beat our series against Kansas. We are currently 7th in the Big 12. Not great. 3 weeks left in the regular season. Hopefully we can continue or get on the right track here. Softball, we won the Big 12 this week. This is our 11th straight Big 12 title.
It's insane, dude.
Did you guys see the Patty Gasso quote this week about asking Joe C to have a game in Gaylord?
They should. That'd be sick. They'd sell it out with no problem.
With the quickness.
Yeah. You would have to fight for tickets. You would have to fight for tickets, I believe.
I think you could sell a ticket for $200 a pop, nosebleed.
Probably. I think so. For a one-off experience like that, people would pay a lot of money to say that they were at a game like that.
11 straight, you said, Patrick?
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys, we don't do enough in real time to appreciate things like that.
No.
That's like the Atlanta Braves winning 14 straight division titles. You don't keep numbers like that don't exist. This is the dynasty in sports right now.
And they're doing it
the dynasty.
They're doing it in a conference that has good softball programs like Oklahoma State and Texas. Like those are good softball programs in their own right. And OU is just like, you don't even have a shot. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Patrick, continue. Sorry, brother.
Yeah, agreed. But anyways, I think the news of the game came out because Nebraska is hosting a volleyball game, right? It's a volleyball in their stadium. So hopefully we do it. I think we'll do it. Women's soccer. Speaking of a hire that might have not worked out, Mark Carr was recently let go by Joe Castiglione. Mark Carr got the best incoming class of the Big 12, and Joe lets him go. This was an interesting firing because Mark Carr didn't get the chance to grow that class. But Matt Mott is coming in. Matt Mott's coming in from Ole Miss. He's a coach with a ton of experience. He at his time at Ole Miss, he won 139 wins, 97 ties, 32 losses, or 97 losses, 32 ties. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Matt Mott just seems like a high average coach. Maybe he continues like the work Mark Carr is doing with these great classes coming in, but we'll see. Jury's still out. Men's golf, we win the Big 12 again for the second year in a row. That is Circle of Hertzbergers.
Love it, man. Thank you so much.
Hertzbergers.
You absolutely crushed it, Patrick. All right, let's we have a little bit of time. I mean, we have our own time. It's our own schedule, so whatever. NBA playoffs.
Hey, real fast. We only have one team here left. Mason, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about the Celtics? That's what we should really talk about.
Yeah, I feel good. They screwed around with the Hawks a little more than they needed to. This Philly series is thing. Yeah, this Philly series is going to be unique. As we're recording right now, it's tied at 89 in the fourth quarter. So they're in Boston. Boston has home court advantage. I think it's Celtics. I think it's a 7-game series because Philly's not going to go quietly into that good night. They're just not. You thinking 4? What are you saying?
Well, maybe not actually 4? In 4 because I think Joel comes back in 2 games. But if James Harden's going to take the last shot tonight, he's not going to make it. And the Celtics win, right? And then here's what he does the night after he has a heroic performance and then comes up short is he goes 3 of 19 the next game. And y'all are going to win, I don't know, 110 to 97, easy peasy. Yeah. And then Joel comes back and that's where it gets a little interesting, right? Yeah. But Celtics go freaking 11 deep, man. You got Biggs to throw at him.
And here's
Rob, go foul him.
Here's my issue. My one problem with the Celtics in that series, and I'm not alone in this because the Celtics pundits I follow agree. They were so much better than Atlanta, and they refused to drive to the basket with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I just don't. I will not understand it. You're better than all of them. Go to the best. Stop settling for threes. I get it. You're a great 3-point shooting team. Fantastic. But even the Warriors and Steph Curry drive to the basket. Like, holy crap, man. They just refuse to do it. And it's like Marcus Smart was the only one who knew that he had to go to the basket. I was infuriated with them because they dicked around with Atlanta and luckily they beat them. But like when you play a better team, we're lucky Milwaukee's gone. Good God. Because like, all right, I'm off my high horse now or off my pedestal.
No, I liked this. So I have a theory for it. I have a theory with it and I want to run it by you because it's your team. You know them better than me, right? But it seems to me like they got to the playoffs and they're just pussyfooting around with the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
They're not like it gets to nut crunch time. And it's like you're saying, I'm bigger, stronger, faster than everyone. I should be going to the basket every single time. DeAndre Hunter, who?
Yeah.
Why is he having games like this against, anyway, that's not the point. The point is they needed a ball buster like Ime Udoka in that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it's Joe Mazzulla, they're running things again.
Yeah.
And they don't have to drive to the basket when they don't want to. No one's going to make them. Joe Mazzulla's not going to make them. Ime Udoka was making them, and it's why you saw the best of those two in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, and Joe Mazzulla's gotten a lot of crap because he just doesn't call timeouts. He just refuses to call timeouts. Like, teams go on runs against the Celtics were up multiple times on the Hawks by 20 points, 15 plus points. And the Hawks would go on like a 12-point run. And Joe Mazzulla would be like, let it ride, baby. You're like, no, stop the momentum just for a second. Trae Young's hitting 35-foot shots. God dang. It just is infuriating.
Did they remove the interim from his title?
Yeah. Yeah. He's the guy. I don't know what his contract situation's like, but I mean, he's the guy. I don't know. We'll see.
Mark, can you give me 2 minutes on your thoughts about Ime Udoka? I haven't heard them.
Sure. I think as long as he is as committed as I want him to be to Alperen Şengün, then we're going to be good. Because Jalen's someone you obviously build around, right? Jalen is going to be the bread and butter for this team. He's going to be the engine through which it runs. And Ime is going to hold him to that. He hasn't really had a hard ass on him. Steven Silas is a good coach, I think, but miscast as someone who needs to come down on these young men because that's not what he does. He's a nice guy. Ime Udoka is not going to just be a nice guy. He is going to take his boss's wife and coach his guys hard. That's what he's here to do. Yeah. And Jalen Green, I think, Jalen Green is going to respond really well to that. I think Jabari Smith is in line for a lot of growth. And I mean, Şengün is so talented already that he doesn't need a ton of like seasoning. What he needs is coaching about how to be better at kind of working within an offense instead of being an offense, if that makes sense. Like, he can do so many things, but he kind of needs to be a point guard to do it. And if you can Spursify the whole thing from back in the day, I think that's really awesome. Oh, yeah. Who did Ime Udoka coach with? Greg Popovich and the Spurs. It comes full circle. It doesn't even matter if we get Victor Wembanyama. It does, right? It does really matter if we get Victor, obviously.
It'd be nice.
But my thoughts on the hire are completely separate from any kind of Victor thing. I think it's a slam dunk, assuming that the league and everyone has cleared whatever went down in Boston, right?
I'm sure it has.
From like an ethical, like, can he be hired again standpoint? If they cleared it, I'm good with it. I can't imagine a better coach to shepherd these young men into hopefully stardom with Jalen Green, Şengün, Jabari Smith, and whoever that pick becomes. There's your 2, 3, whatever minutes I did.
Yeah, perfect.
Love it.
Okay. Let's do our PGP MVPs of the week. Sound good?
Yeah. Well, talking about all of that made me think of mine. And that's going to be Houston head coaches. On aggregate, we could have the best head coaches in all of like professional sports with Dusty Baker, Ime Udoka, D'Amico Ryans. That's a very good coaching lineup in Houston. Houston sports could be a very fun place to be in the next 5 years. Just depends on if the Texans front office could get it together.
What do you think of Ben Olsen?
Is that like the Dynamo head coach?
Houston Dynamo. I was just about to say it's got to be, right?
I have no idea. But out of the top 3 sports, right? I mean,
Pat, I want to know. I'm so sorry that I'm butting in here, but fine. JJ Watt announced that he's buying into Burnley. How you feel?
Who's Burnley?
Burnley's a former English Premier League team.
Oh, Burnley. Sorry, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that was like a person. That's cool.
Well, that's like if I did that.
Yeah, from his video, it's like a super. It's not like it's not like Rob and Ryan. Like they're not he's not majority owner. Like I think he's just like part in there, and the ownership is like he's the face. If you're pissed, like Liverpool,
LeBron. Liverpool.
No, that's cool. That's cool because he always talks about liking soccer, so it's cool that he put his money where his mouth is.
Well, his wife's like the all-time leading scorer in like the U.S. Women's Soccer League or something like that.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's really good. But yeah, okay. Mark, MVP.
It's not actually, but it's sort of Patrick for telling JJ Watt to put his money where his mouth is about liking soccer when he is literally married to a soccer star and absolutely given money towards it before this. Anyway, just a good
that was a good bit. There. That was a good banter.
My PGP MVP of the week is Terry Fontenot. Just gives me another chance to talk about this Falcons draft. I really like just the direction that the team is headed in. Like I said before, it's a perfect opportunity to see if Desmond Ridder is what he needs to be to take you to the next level. And if he's not, it's a perfect opportunity to slide someone else in and give them that same opportunity. And I just am really, really, really excited for the possibility of the NFL triple option actually coming to fruition.
That'd be fun.
In Atlanta, Georgia. I'm so glad it would be my team that could do it. And it's a real possibility.
Paul Johnson's on call. Right, he's ready. Paul Johnson's
oh my God.
Ready.
He's in the city. He's in the city.
No jokes, man.
So
he's ready to go.
So really good offseason, great draft. It all tracks for me. My PGP MVP, Terry Fontenot. Mason, finish us off.
My MVP is an LVP this week, and it's Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell, you're an absolute scumbag. Do you know why? Because the Arizona Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles came to a settlement that they swapped third-round picks because of a tampering charge that was filed for the Cardinals going and getting their new head coach, Jonathan Gannon, from the Eagles. Fine, amicable. You can resolve issues by yourself in terms of tampering. Funny, no one told the freaking Dolphins, and they took away a first-round pick for tampering with Tom Brady. Didn't let the Bucs and the Dolphins settle it behind closed doors like they just did. So Roger Goodell took a first-round pick away from my team and changed the rules, or there's different rules for other teams, and it's infuriating. That's why Roger Goodell's a scumbag, and there's rumors that this is his last year as the commissioner. Good. I hope you leave. I hate you so much. You're such a bum. I hate you, Roger Goodell. That's all.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt the rant. Do we know for sure that the Buccaneers and Dolphins weren't given the opportunity to kind of arbitrate?
We don't know for sure, but there's no way that they would have been like, yeah, we're cool with a first round being taken. Like, there's just no way.
And I'm sure we would have known. We would.
Yeah. And
and I don't know any more than you do. I wanted to ask the question. Yeah.
Yes, and it's fair. And like Chris Greer and the Dolphins front office isn't going to say anything about it. They're going to move on from it because the last thing they want is to keep bringing up the Tom Brady of it all. So they're done.
This point has been made before, but if you're the Cardinals, did you have to tamper for Jonathan Gannon?
I don't think so.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you need to go and do that?
Now that I'm thinking about it,
no.
What was that?
Yeah,
couldn't you just
wait? Yeah,
he's around.
Yeah, you're not beating off anybody with you're not in a bidding war for the guy. You know what I mean? It's
like Jonathan Gannon could have very easily been the Program Guys podcast after the musical chairs are done playing.
Yeah.
And waited for you, and you tampered for him.
Yeah.
Weird, man.
Just weird. Let us know down below in the comments who's your PGP MVP of the week. We love reading all your comments. Read every single comment. Thank you if you're still with us. And that's going to do it for this week's episode number 69 in the books. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Twitter at Program Guys Z. Our What'd you say?
Nothing. He didn't say anything.
Nothing.
You can follow us on Twitter at Program Guys Z, our Instagram Program Guys Z, our Facebook page Program Guys Podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, that you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of that. Good stuff. Happy anniversary, Rich and Jamie Hall. We love you very much. 30 years strong. Shout out to them.
Cool.
Great members of the program. That's going to do it. And Pat, take us out.
Keep pushing it, baby.